Hello my friends! If you're new here, my name is Rachel and welcome to the channel, and if you are returning, hi, welcome back. It's so nice to see you again. Today's video is very special and holds a treasured spot in my heart. Think of it as a new chapter beginning here on the channel and a way for me to celebrate all of our incredible milestones. In the short time that I've been making videos, we've grown so rapidly as a community that I feel like I haven't had time to truly sit down and express just how much all of this truly means to me. So sit back, get cozy, and enjoy a happy home paradise interior that will feature a very special announcement. So here we are at a cafe facility on the Happy Home Paradise Island, and I am hanging out with Lottie, an absolute cutie. Today's speed build is for a little coffee shop that I have lovingly named Bunby's Cozy Cafe. Now, what makes this cafe special is that this is a cafe that exists in real life. Sort of. I've been hard at work creating a Discord server to help host our community, and the server is named Bunby's Cozy Cafe. The entire server is themed after a coffee shop / bakery, and while it definitely still needs a little bit of work, I have been so ready to release it for you to join. Now, the Discord server isn't the only place that the Cozy Cafe exists either though. Since the channel has reached 1,000 subscribers, I've had the opportunity to collaborate with YouTube to bring memberships to the channel, and I put it on the back burner for a little bit, but currently, officially, I am opening one tier as we ease our way into the new year. And while I have things in mind for what I want to offer at higher tiers, I would love to hear from you about the type of perks that you would enjoy seeing me offer. I plan on adding an additional 3 tiers with perks to match, but I want to make sure that whatever goes live on the channel is something that you're excited about. So if there's anything that you would love to see extra from me in a membership form, do let me know. The current tier that I'm offering will lovingly give you the title of Baby Bunny, and you will be able to not only have a selection of adorable Bunny Cafe themed badges available that will appear beside your name in the comments and in all of my future live streams, but you will also have access to an adorable set of little bunny emojis that you can use as well. Joining as a baby bunny will also give you access to the Discord server, which will not be going live for the entire channel until we reach our next milestone. Now, becoming a baby bunny means that you will get a special role in the server, access to members only channels that will have special polls and sneak peeks into my videos, but you will also be featured in the outro of all of my videos with a special thank you. Now, YouTube is something that I do full time, and being able to support the channel will also in turn help support me. So if you enjoy my content, consider becoming a baby bunny and being a beloved member of my Cozy Cafe. I thought that it would be fun to make a speed build for what I envision the actual cafe to look like in real life, so there's a lot of pastels, warm wood tones, soft lines, and a lot of Sanrio because I am a Sanrio girly through and through. Now, in hindsight, I definitely should have made the room of the cafe bigger because watching back through the footage right now, I definitely can tell that the room could have been filled with a lot more furniture in a bigger room, a lot more of the Sanrio stuff, and maybe that's something that we can do in the future, maybe in a members only live stream or members only video. That's something that I've been kind of playing around with the idea of as well. But the actual cafe is just a cute little cozy spot. It's like what I would consider my dream cafe to be, and I love all that we have going on here. Like I said, I'm using a lot of the Sanrio stuff. I'm also using a lot of custom designs as well. I've seen a lot of people use the glow-in-the-dark stickers to create these kind of like faux windows or faux cabinets on walls, and I really love the idea of it, so I had to try it out, and I feel like the wainscoting that I have here is like the perfect baseboard for the actual cafe itself, and then throwing on top of that the windows with these doors. I just think everything looks so magical and so cozy, and the type of spot that I would love to get a latte and just cozy up with a book or with my laptop to do some video editing. But I am just really happy with how this whole area came out. I am actually not very good at doing interiors, or at least I don't consider myself to be very good at doing interiors. I don't have much experience doing them, but this was definitely a really fun little practice for myself. I was just trying to basically fill the entire space up as much as I could with as many items as I could, and at the end of the day, I found some little tips and tricks that were really fun to learn, like taking the little iron shelf right there and putting it behind a pillar slightly so that way it looks like it is the same shelf but with two different items on it. That was really fun to discover. But now I'm just going through and filling up this entire back wall. This is where the actual espresso bar is going to go, and in the future, if I do go through and expand this build, this is probably one thing that I would want to make a lot bigger. I really like the idea of having multiple espresso machines, mostly because in a real cafe, usually you'll see a lot bigger of an espresso machine, like a Simonelli espresso machine, but of course this is Animal Crossing and we don't have a Simonelli espresso machine in game, but that's usually the types of espresso machines that you see at actual coffee shops. I just wish that we had a bigger option in game instead of the more standard size that you would see in like an at-home coffee bar. But nonetheless, I am still so proud of this build, and it was one that just kind of came out of nowhere. I knew that I wanted to do something like this, and I wanted to create a special announcement video for my memberships in the Discord server, and out of nowhere this idea came to me, and I just ran with it and tried to not hold myself to too many expectations with putting it together, and in the end I feel like it is just the perfect cozy little cafe. Now, as I continue building things out and moving out from the espresso bar to start working on the rest of the interior of the cafe, I do just want to take a moment and really express just how much all of your support truly means to me. I've talked about it before, but for those of you who are new to the channel or those of you who don't know, I started this whole adventure back in October of last year, 2023, and instantly the unwavering love and kindness that the Animal Crossing community showed me was so overwhelming in the best way possible. I've heard from so many people that the Animal Crossing community is dying, and I did feel that way for a while because I stopped seeing as much Animal Crossing content online, but at the end of the day, I feel like the community has never been stronger, it has never been kinder, and for that reason, I am just so grateful to be a part of this community. YouTube was always something that I had played around with the idea of doing, but I really never felt comfortable enough in myself or what my niche should be. But I actually attempted in the past to do a couple of different types of channels. First, I had tried to do a Sims speed build type of channel, but that didn't really pan out. And then I played around with the idea of doing a writing advice / book review channel, and I also just thought of doing, overall gaming content at a separate time, and at the end of the day, none of them really worked out for me. Like I said, I never really felt confident enough to actually follow through, so I would get so wrapped up in the planning and the video making, and then I would always hesitate when it came to pressing the upload button, so I never really followed through with any of those ideas, and instead just kept living my life the way that I was living it. However, last August, I found myself unemployed after leaving a job that left my mental health in absolute shambles, and after spending about a month and a half just aimlessly wandering around my apartment trying to figure out what I wanted to do with myself, where to work, I found myself drawn to Animal Crossing after my 2-year-long burnout. I played vanilla for the first time in years, and I just could not put my Switch down. I was obsessed with Animal Crossing again. And then it hit me that I probably wasn't the only person who was rediscovering Animal Crossing after having some major burnout, and so I hopped onto YouTube and found that yes, the community was still very much alive. Albeit it was a little bit smaller than I had remembered it being, the community now I think is a much more enjoyable community to be a part of. I feel like there's a lot less toxicity and harassment and bullying that goes on in the community nowadays, because I feel like the people that are here are the people that truly want to be here and just love the game for what it is. And of course, I am very excited for whatever new Animal Crossing game gets created, but at the same time, I still very much love New Horizons, and I'm so happy to find people that still love it as well. But seeing all of this kind of made me realize that I wanted to share my Animal Crossing journey with others and to create an island that really had no expectations after years of not touching the terraforming tools or anything. And thus I got to work on making this channel and making Pottsfield. I remember sitting in a local coffee shop with my laptop, making the mood board for Pottsfield, listening to Animal Crossing lo-fi, and feeling for the first time in what felt like forever a sense of purpose, or I guess you could say just some inspiration. I feel like I was finally at peace, and I remember telling my boyfriend and my family, who were all very supportive, if not a bit skeptical, that I wanted to start a YouTube channel, and I bought a $30 capture card off of Amazon, I downloaded OBS, and I got to work. It wasn't all perfect though. I struggled so hard with doing the voiceovers, and I still struggle with them. I had no idea how to edit the footage or the audio or even what software to use, and by the time my video was done, I didn't like it and I actually scrapped it. I think overall I made that first video 3 times and I was so close to giving up, but it was actually the support of my boyfriend and my parents that kept me going. I've never actually talked about this on the channel before because it's quite personal, and I never really felt like this channel was the right place to talk about this or broadcast something so personal, but I was actually going through a very hard time when Pottsfield's final first video was released. At the time, my father had been recently hospitalized after a life-threatening illness that he has recovered from, thankfully. I will just go ahead and preface, things are definitely looking up for my family right now, but I was spending days on end in the hospital with him, and my evenings I was spending at home with my boyfriend, and I was making these videos, and for a while, making content was really the only stable structure that I had in my life, and it was really comforting for me. So releasing the entrance video and seeing my channel grow so quickly at such an insane rate, and to go through and read every kind comment that you all wrote, it really made me feel like I wasn't alone. And I actually remember the day I became a YouTube partner. I was visiting with my dad, and celebrating that milestone with my parents truly meant everything. I can't express enough how much community and love you all have given me, and that deep down, this is what I want to do. Now, I kind of want to shift gears a little bit and actually talk about some channel updates and doing some housekeeping, because it's actually been a while since we've done a video where we kind of just like, catch up to speed on what's going on and some things that I'm kind of like playing around with the idea of. So I want to actually start by talking about my upload schedule. So of course I upload a speed build every single Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern, and that seems to work really well for me, but I want to dedicate to doing more content, and I have actually talked in previous videos about doing island tours on Wednesdays, but it's been very difficult getting myself into the habit of actually posting a video on Wednesdays, hence why we have a video here and now. It is a little bit later than my usual 4 p.m. upload time. It's actually 4 p.m. right now at the time of me doing this voiceover. I am the queen of procrastination, but yeah, so I want to actually start posting more content on Wednesdays, and I want it to be a variety of content. I'm still trying to play around with the actual upload time. If there is a specific time that works best for you guys, I am in the Eastern time zone, so morning, afternoon, nighttime, evening, whatever works best, I am kind of open to whatever. But I really enjoy the idea of creating broader Animal Crossing content with videos like this where I work in Happy Home Paradise, as well as sprinkling in some tips and tricks videos, some build idea videos. I've really been wanting to create a beginner's guide to Animal Crossing series where we go through and look at starting your island step by step, and I think that could be really fun because I feel like there's been so many new people that have joined the community recently, and I've even possibly been playing around with the idea of having a series that I post where I show you how to create your own Animal Crossing YouTube account, if that's something that you would be interested in seeing. Kind of just going through the step-by-step process and looking at a timeline of what it takes to put a YouTube channel together and the different tools and tips that I have. Maybe something like that could be really fun, who knows? So I would love to hear some thoughts down below on the types of content that you would like to see more of in this upcoming year. I also want to take a second to say that I have been so very blessed this Christmas by my amazing boyfriend, who actually bought me an OLED Switch for Christmas, which means I now officially have 2 Switches that I can use to create content, which means that I am possibly going to add a second island onto the channel that we can do some more speed builds of. So maybe there could even be some more speed build videos that get posted throughout the week. We will just have to wait and see. I've also mentioned in previous videos that I would like to start doing live streams here on YouTube as well, and if I could start those today, I seriously would. I've been wanting to live stream so bad. However, my recording setup isn't exactly made for streaming because my microphone that I'm using right now only works on my laptop and not on my PC, and it's the only microphone I have. So I would actually have to invest in getting a new microphone, and I decided that all of the funds that come from my membership program will be going towards getting a usable microphone for my PC so I can start doing those live streams. And whenever that does happen, I was planning on streaming maybe every Friday or every other Friday during a time that also works best for everyone, kind of like my Wednesday uploads. So I would love to hear about what times work best for you guys. I was thinking possibly in the daytime, maybe around the afternoon, because I feel like that is probably really accessible for people with multiple time zones. But I just have so many plans for this channel for this year that it's honestly kind of hard to talk about them. Like, I feel like I can't artfully articulate everything without sounding like I am trying to do everything all at once or too much or just getting way ahead of myself. But I just feel so ready to start some new adventures with the community and just making more content and giving you guys more things to enjoy. So we will have to see where things go for us in the future. Now, that is actually kind of everything that I wanted to talk about. I know I completely rambled through this entire speed build, and I hope that it was okay that I just kind of like chatted about other things while this played in the background. I hope that you've been enjoying it so far, but I do want to kind of shift our gears back to the actual speed build, since that is pretty much everything for all of the updates that I have to share with you guys. So everything is pretty much put together for the most part. I'm just going through here and trying to shuffle up some things. I'm noticing that this wall right here is pretty bare, so I'm just going through and trying to find some stuff to put onto it. I have not completely done Happy Home Paradise all the way through, just a little bit of a side note, so I don't have everything unlocked actually. I have all of the features unlocked, but I don't have like all the different types of like the pillars or all of the items and things like that. So I was definitely at a little bit of a disadvantage when building this, but I was so inspired to put it together that I just like couldn't stop myself. And I'm just going through now and trying to, like I said, clutter up this wall with as many cute things as possible to really kind of make it feel cozier and just really cluttered and homey. Now, of course, we are moving on to the ceiling decorations, which I feel like are the final stages of any interior speed build. Like this and adding the polishing touches, it's really just like the cherry on top, the icing on the cake. Like that's when you know that you've really got to the end. So I'm just coming through here and pulling out some different items that I can use to clutter up the actual ceilings. I of course had to include a menu since this is a cafe, and I'm choosing a couple different options for lighting as well, and just trying to find cute things that I can hang from the ceiling. I love the addition of ceiling decorations in Animal Crossing New Horizons. I feel like that was such a great thing to add. I think it was actually Happy Home Designer that brought the idea of ceiling items to the game, and of course with Happy Home Paradise they brought it back, which makes a lot of sense. And I feel like Happy Home Designer doesn't get talked about enough in the Animal Crossing community. I remember when that game came out, I was so excited because we hadn't seen a game in so long, and I thought it was so cool that you were actually able to go through and decorate homes for villagers. And so the fact that they like brought that back into New Horizons just makes me so happy, because it's like we got a remake for a game finally in the Animal Crossing franchise. But now I'm just going through and I am actually starting to put on these polishing touches around the cafe. Now this isn't the final thing I do because I kind of realized that there really wasn't that much space going on in here. As you can see, my villager is scooching around like crazy because I did not leave that much room for villagers to actually walk around. So we are going to be going through and kind of adding some more seating arrangements. I had to actually go through and move some furniture and get rid of some just to get into these tight spaces to be able to polish, because I love polishing in Animal Crossing. Like seriously, it's one of my favorite things to do. If I could, I would add polishing to every single item, but it can get a bit much, so instead I am just adding it to a couple spots here and there. Now this is where I realized that we were desperately in need of some extra seating. It's actually kind of funny seeing the villagers actually sit in this cafe because they are so squished together. There's no room to move around. So like I said, we'll definitely have to go through and add more seating in the future. But I just went through and kind of made this little like computer nook in the corner where you can come and get some computer work done at the cafe. But that is actually everything for the speed build. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at the beauty shots. I hope you love how Bumby's Cozy Cafe turned out, and I can't wait to hear from you in the comments down below. I am so excited to bring memberships to the channel and offer new ways for us to connect as a community. I never want you to forget how much I love being a part of this with you and can't wait for all the amazing things to come in 2024. Thank you again for simply just being here, and be sure to leave a like on the video, and of course to subscribe if you are not yet subscribed, as I would love to have you as part of my cozy community. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.